Good morning, and thanks for joining us here on Fox16.com as well as KARK.com for our Victory Over Violence Digital series. I'm Ashley King, joined now by Robert Holt. How are you doing today, Robert?
Hi guys, I'm awesome. I have my coffee with me.
Ah,
Do you know have you ever gotten one of those soft peppermints? You know what I'm talking about in the pack? Those
yep,
soft
yep.
kind
My grandma used to love those.
in the coffee.
Oh, see, I'm not a coffee drinker.
Are you not? Or you're a tea drinker?
I don't even really drink tea. I mean, I will drink like sweet tea, but I don't need it. I don't drink anything for caffeine.
Really?
Yep. I go
Oh
off a
wow.
natural caffeine.
Yeah. Well, listen, as hyper as you are, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Anyway,
right.
I just need to take. So Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
with the Victory Over Violence, PACA, Whetstone Boys and Girls
Yep.
Club, we have our big work day going on out there, and
7:30, right?
yeah, 7:30 to
Okay.
noon
Okay.
at Whetstone Boys and Girls Club in Wakefield neighborhood off 65th Street, and people
Oh.
can come out and volunteer. We got a big thing happening out there.
At the Boys and Girls Club, or is it just in the neighborhood?
No, it's at the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
It's at
Okay.
Whetstone Boys and Girls Club.
Okay. Perfect. All
Yeah,
right. So
yeah,
yeah.
Whetstone Boys. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Good to know. All right. So today we are kind of, it's summertime. Kids are out of school, maybe looking for something to do. This is a time I know when a lot of kids may find themselves in a little bit of trouble because they have nothing to do. So
Right.
we're going to talk about some options on things that they can do this summer.
Yes, that is correct. We have a young lady that just awesome young lady that is full of great ideas. She's young like you, and she just loves the families, and that's with the Saline County Library.
Perfect.
And so I can go ahead and
Yeah. Go for it.
introduce you. Okay, so Ashley and I would like to welcome Miss Bella from the Saline County Libraries system. And I'll let her kind of tell us, first of all, pronounce her last name here in a second, as well as her title
Yes.
over there. But I have been working with her for a while now, and we'll explain that. So, Miss
Yeah.
Bella, welcome, and pronounce your last name and give us your title.
Hi everyone, I'm Bella Cusimano, the outreach coordinator for the Saline County Library.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I was kind of creeping on you. I was reading on the website a little bit about how you got started in the library. So can you kind of just tell me a little bit about that?
Sure, my very first beginning was actually my first job. I was 16 years old, and I was a shelver here. Really just thought part-time job for high school, and when I moved on to go to college, I never really thought about coming back. And so, life happens. I'm working full time somewhere else and just kind of wanted another little part time job for a little extra money, vacation. And so I started working at the other branch that I hadn't worked at before, our Bryant branch. And I just remembered how I felt so at home there. The people are just amazing.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, I could stay around for a little while. And luckily, they had faith in me, and I was able to move my way up. And I just wanted to do more and more. So eventually got to the community engagement department that I'm very passionate about. And really wanted to prove that I care about this library and I want everyone else to know how amazing it is. So I was lucky to get the outreach coordinator position and have just been making that as great as it can be.
Cool, cool. All right. So, Robert, you had a question?
Well, no, I'm excited that we're able to partner because one of the things that we partnered with them on, Ashley, is the Victory Garden of Love. Now
Yes.
they have a big sign up there, Saline County, but that's what this is about: is the community garden,
Yes.
the Strawbell Gardens that are bringing families and children and all of that together there in Saline County. So, we're excited about that.
Yeah, I'm going to get to some pictures of that in just a bit. So tell us a little bit about, Bella, if you can, tell us a little bit about the garden you guys have there.
Right. So Robert Healing Waters were generous enough to get all of that to us, donated, and helped me get everything set up. That was my first attempt with any strawberry gardening, but he gave me all the tools that we needed, and just went for it, and it's been great. We get a lot of people that come out there and they're like, "What is this? And what's going on?" But we have, peppers and tomatoes, watermelon, squash, cucumbers, basil, oregano. And it's just been a really cool experience for people to get to see this, other way to garden And I've been really excited every time I see something new popping up out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, come look. And I get, the kids to come look out there and I'm like, look at that.
Yeah.
So it's just been really cool to get to see something come to fruition like that.
So the community garden. When I sent Ashley pictures of your community garden, I also sent pictures of insects and those kinds of things. And yeah, there's a bee or a bumblebee, and so she said, well, what's the deal with insects? And so I told her just a little bit that our gardens create an ecosystem. Frogs and all sorts of things that come out there, butterflies, and we even from time to time get the occasional deer and snake and everything else. So have you had any opportunity? I know yours is a new garden this year, so it might not have had, but have you had any opportunity to see anything like that in your garden yet?
Definitely bugs. We've seen a lot of bugs.
Oh man.
Those are definitely in abundance. We do have some birdhouses around in the trees surrounding and stuff, so I've seen them flying around, but I haven't seen them dig into anything yet. And no other animals just yet, unless I'm missing them. They might be coming when I'm not looking.
Yeah. So why did you feel it was important to do a community garden there at, quote, the library? Why did you feel that was important?
So actually, the passion kind of started with our seed library. I was lucky enough to help another staff member get that started, and both of us were just interested in gardening in the first place. But then when we found out that we were doing a nature play space at our main branch, we thought, wow, this is a really good opportunity to delve deeper into, the outside play and gardening aspect of, sustainable living and getting kids outside and teaching people, all the opportunities that there are to grow your own food or to just, experience a different hobby or activity. So we had planned to do something. We just didn't know exactly where we were going with it yet when Robert reached out with that opportunity.
Okay. So what have how have the kids who have seen the garden, go from nothing and start to sprout things, how have they responded?
Oh, they're fascinated. People, they're allowed to come and go as they please through our nature play space right out to that garden space. And we see kids go by all the time. And, we can see we have these big windows downstairs. And you just kind of see them, they're running and they're like pointing at it and kind of like asking questions. And sometimes I'll be out there, watering, and I see people driving up the day and they're waving and I'm waving. And we got a lot of good response through our social media too. So we do updates and everything. And people are just, more than anything, they're just really curious. They didn't know why those bales were sitting out there. And then you start to see it grow. And it's just a really interesting experience for most people.
Okay, you've mentioned a couple of times nature play space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what is your nature play space? Tell me about it.
So it's an outdoor play area that we had built. The plans came during COVID, and our last youth services manager did a lot of research about the benefits of outdoor play. She applied for grants, and we were able to put together this space that includes a sensory garden, so different sections representing different senses. There is a giant chalkboard out there, a digging table, a water station, and so it just becomes this area for kids to go outside and play around, get to touch the different plants, smell the different herbs out there, and get to experience those little things outside of the building.
Huh. That sounds fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah.
I'm like thinking, if I was a kid, I feel like I would like to have had something like that.
Well, they stay out there all day.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a kind of a cool idea. Maybe some of the Boys and Girls Clubs that we're working with.
That is, yeah.
A nature play space.
Yeah, that is true.
Huh.
Yeah. So you guys there at the library have a lot. This is just one thing that we're talking about with all the nature aspects. But what are some other programs that you guys have for the kids out there?
So we have a lot of different varieties. All of our programs start from ages 0 all the way to teens, and then we have adult programming too. But we have our story times are of course very popular. Mm-hmm. But there's toddler programs where they learn each letter of the alphabet and they're learning how to make the sound, how to write it and what it means. We have STEM programs where they're going in and doing an experiment of some sort. Maybe it's learning about the weather or how crystals are made, things like that. Cooking programs, that's really good, that the tweens really like, and they're making simple recipes to share with their families. And then we'll have other things like themed programs. So our summer reading program is digging deeper. So there's a Camp Jurassic program that one of our librarians is running, and they're learning all about dinosaurs and fossils. So there's a lot of different things that kind of, have different subject matter for different kids, because of course we always have our arts and crafts classes as well.
Ashley, I'm the old guy here, and they did not have this when I was growing up in libraries. You went to a library, you were real quiet,
Yep.
You didn't say a word,
Yep.
You went and checked a book out and you read.
Same.
Yeah. So, and so to all these programs that these libraries here in Saline County have been phenomenal, from seed banks and so forth. Now, because my question too, so you've talked about some of the things for the kids. What about the adults? What are you doing besides just reading books? What are you doing for adults?
Right, I know, because adults need to have activities as well. It's good for your mental health.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things that I know for the adults that I see used a lot is we have what's called our Library of Things section. So those are unconventional items that you would not typically expect a library to allow you to check out, but we have inflatable kayaks, we have an Instapot, we have a car engine testing kit, we have all these different kits of items that you can try before you might purchase, kind of give you a preview. And then we also have what we call makerspace kits that are project kits. So if you want to learn calligraphy and lettering, here's a book, here's practice tools, here's pens, everything that you need to get started on a project. And so those are extremely popular. Those are out all the time. And then our makerspace room itself is just a really amazing area. We have sewing machines, 3D printers, Cricut. Our newest baby is a glow forge that laser engraves and cuts materials. So adults can come in, and kids too, but you can decide on a project, and we can help you with all the materials and the machinery that you probably don't have at home, because it's usually very expensive. So then if your kids are working on a project in the same room, you're on, the other side of the room doing your project. We're all together, but there's something for everybody.
Wow. I'm like impressed. I had no idea that you could. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So how do they just have to sign up to use this, to participate in all of this?
Right now we have open hours. So there's 3 days of the week that you can come in during those open hours. And we have a makerspace coordinator who maintains that room and knows how to use all of the materials in there. So, during those open hours, you come in, let her know kind of what you're looking for, what you want to do. She'll guide you in the right direction. And then she also does programming certain times of the month. That's a specific project that she is walking you through how to do. But you can always go on our website as well to the Makerspace page and do a print request if you want something to be done that only she has the capabilities of working, like the glow forge. We don't let just anybody use that, because it's kind of a specific process for that. But so there's many opportunities where she'll help you get what you need started.
So during the school year, one of the projects that you guys undertake is helping a lot of times in the schools with kids. So talk a little bit about how you guys actually help some of the students with the different projects that you all do during the school time with kids.
So I know that we do school visits. So I go out with them sometimes, or youth services will go out themselves, and they will interact with specific classes on, usually it's story times and crafts and stuff like that. But if the kids are coming in, we have all these different librarians who specialize in different age groups. So, you can come to that librarian and say, this is my child's age, this is what we're doing, where can you assist? And they have that knowledge to, take care of that situation. And most of our librarians are actually past teachers. So they're, super great with all of those things. But as far as going to the schools, it did change a lot during COVID. So I think we're still kind of reevaluating how we're doing that. But we do have a good relationship with all of those schools. where we try to help them if they're having some kind of food drive or fundraising opportunity, whatever we can do to help them be successful. We reach out or they reach out and we work together on projects.
Yeah, because I know that we at Healing Waters have helped you guys with food and those types of things for
Yeah.
students that don't have a lot.
We've done
And
backpack programs, getting
yes,
school supplies and food to get to
Wow.
students that are in need. And so then we can coordinate those efforts where the school can kind of help us with who needs this direct need and then how can we fill it.
Man,
yeah.
I'm just impressed. I'm just listening.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm learning so much.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I was so grateful that she came on with us today, because people need to know about all of this that's happening. I mean, to be able to check out a kayak
I know.
at the library
Or Instapot.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It's like, wow. So here's my put you on the spot question, Bella. So my put you on the spot question is this: how do you see the library systems playing a role in decreasing the violence in our communities?
I think the first thing that pops up in my head is our core values, in that the idea that we want the library to be a place for anybody, no matter who you are, no matter what you're going through. If you need help, if you need support, we are here. We work with a lot of different service groups in the community, so we're trying to be aware of what is it that our patrons are looking for, what do they need, so that again we can help with that need. And we get a lot of people who, we don't know your personal history, we don't know what you've been through, but you can sit down and talk to us and we'll listen. All of our staff, especially our public facing staff, they will bend over backwards to help somebody, whether it's notarizing or printing off something that someone needs to get to court that day. We'll figure out whatever we need to do to help you. We want to work with great organizations like Center for Arkansas Legal Services to set up justice clinics. So if you're struggling with something, you get 30 minutes to sit down with them for free to help fill out paperwork or talk about a case that's coming up that you might need help with, and work with the communities to do pantries. And I think just being there for people and letting them know that we are a safe space is a huge task, but it's a huge benefit to the community, so that people don't feel like they have no options. They have nothing to turn to.
Yeah. That's real important. Do you know if I know you're familiar with the Saline County Library, but do you know if other county libraries are doing similar things like you guys?
So we are part of a consortium of Mid-Arkansas Regional Library System. Okay. So we do actually stay in close connections with other libraries like Malvern Hot Springs, Dallas County Library. We're working with Garland County Library to make our resources stretch as far as possible. And then our director is always so great about her experience from California and Texas and Arkansas to make sure that we stay up to date on what other libraries are doing, so that, if we see something really great that they've tried, oh, let's try that too. Let's, or we can share experiences and ideas. So I'd say as a national library system, we really are all about sharing information. So we try to stay up to date with everything that's going on, even if they're across the country. We'll know about it.
Do you think your library system is a source for where, and we've already heard it in a lot of different things, but I guess I want to kind of drill down to a source for where families can truly come together and work together, learn how to work together. Not only families, but where maybe you might have 2 or 3 families that'll come together and unite and do some things together. And all of a sudden now you're becoming a community. Do you see where that's important through the library systems?
Oh yes, definitely. I think some of the small things is just people who go to the same homeschool hour every week are becoming a joint unit and teaching things with their kids and stuff. People who go to the story times every week, they start to get to know each other and they become friends and they start growing. And as we all start talking with each other, we create these bonds with our patrons. And so when they let us know about an opportunity coming up that maybe we had no intention of being a part of, and they say, hey, you guys should really talk to so-and-so. All those contacts become really important so that when something is happening, we get, we jump in there and get involved. And we try to do strategic planning every 3 to 5 years, where we actually try to interview from people in the community, not just big community leaders, but the patrons that come in every day or the people you see in the grocery store. And we try to ask them, what do you want? What do you need? So, how can we get you to your neighbor to talk to your other neighbor, so that everyone in this community is having some shared goals to make it a better place to live.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one more question, and because I see our time is running there. I can't believe it's already gone.
I know, it happens fast.
I know. So this question is, do you think libraries would be open to do strategic planning where you would invite, like, focus groups? Would libraries be open to doing focus groups about how we can make our neighborhoods better and so forth?
Oh yes, definitely. One thing.
Now be careful. I'm asking you that for a reason.
Because he's ready to do one.
I'm sure you're leading up to something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love data around here. But we already have talked a lot about how it's very easy to ask the people that are closest to us. But Saline County is a very big place. So we're really stretching out to those outlier areas of Saline County, of those people who don't come visit us very often or don't even know we exist. And we're trying to now reach those audiences, and that, would mean more focus groups, interviews, strategic planning, operations, to get down to the nitty gritty details and not just a fluff piece of what we think people want.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So
How
I'm
many?
gonna be coming at you.
Of course. How many libraries do you guys have there in Saline County?
So Saline County is a 2-branch system.
Okay.
But again, since we're part of that Mid-Arc Regional Library System, we can share resources and materials and catalog items between those different branches outside of our county.
Okay. Perfect. Is there a way people can contact you guys if they are interested in helping, or interested in, want to join one of these programs?
Yes, you can always call our main branch numbers. We have people on staff all day long just to answer your questions and direct your call to where it needs to go. But we definitely always have our social media options as well. Our Facebook Messenger, you can literally get an answer back within 20 minutes at the latest.
Oh, wow.
We're very accessible. That's one of the things that we pride ourselves on, is that we'll always get you an answer as fast as possible.
Yeah. This doesn't sound like a library. It sounds like a community center, or what community centers should be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I tell you, Ashley, I'm so proud of this library system here in Saline County. I mean, and I bet you our Little Rock library systems also has very similar. And but these guys have been great. I mean, I love working with them, and they've just been awesome to work with.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bella.
Yeah, I'm happy. I love promoting my library.
I bet you do. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Bella. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
All right, learned a lot.
I know. So just real quick though, Ashley, they're also she has blessed me today by telling me that they're going to allow Cameron and I to come over and do our elk stuff, where we'll tell people how to take pictures of them and how to be safe around elk. And we're not biologists. But we've been doing it for 40 years, or I have been. So anyway, so that's pretty.
That's cool. Yeah, that's real cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Anything?
anyway.
Final words? I know Saturday, big day.
Yeah, Saturday's the only, we just need as many people out Saturday at the Whetstone Boys and Girls Club in Wakefield off 65th Street. It's actually 46 Harrow Drive. And that's from 7:30 to noon this Saturday to volunteer.
All right, so you just show up if you want to volunteer.
Yep, just show up if you want to volunteer. Bring gloves, and we'll have plenty of water. We've got hot dogs, but bring your gloves. Yeah, and drink plenty of water before you come too, because it's gonna be hot out there. But it's early enough, so hopefully avoid some of the heat issues. Cool. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess that's all the time we have now. Thanks so much for joining us here on our Victory Over Violence digital series on fox16.com, as well as KARK.com and our Facebook pages. And we will see you back here next time. Remember, there's victory with love. That's right. Amen.